Hi everyone, hope everyone's having a great day today. I am so excited to see everyone on Google Classroom. So can't wait to get connected and see all of your faces and talk to each other, and it seems like it's been a very long time since we've been able to do that. So hope everyone had a great day. It seemed like many of you got to listen to the story about Harbor Seal Pup gets rescued. So I'm glad you enjoyed that. And so today I wanted to just kind of talk a little bit about place value. I've had a few moms and dads say that they're working on that at home with you and need a little bit of help with that. So I'm going to go ahead and just play a little game. You could actually play the game at home yourself. And so all I did was I have a little cup with some numbers that I wrote down and folded them up. I'm going to just pull one out as we go. So maybe mom or dad could do that, or you could do that too. Then after that, I cut up some cards and put hundreds on some of them. I put 10 on some of them, and then I put the number 1 on some of them. Okay, so you can even do this with me if you have a piece of paper or a pencil handy, or if you want to rewind it and do it with me, or you can just take the idea and do it with your mom or dad. But certainly watch and see if this helps you understand a little bit more about place value. Now, we've done a lot of place value already in class, so I think most of you are a little familiar with that, especially if you are understanding regrouping. You have to really understand the numbers and what they mean in each place in the number that they happen to sit. Okay, so the first thing on the board here is I'm going to draw 2 lines to make three sections, right? So there's my sections, and I'm going to write ones over here. This is the ones place, right? And over here I'm going to write tens, because this is going to be the tens place. Whoops, there's a little bit of glare on there. And then I'm going to write hundreds over here, because this is going to be my hundreds place. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a number out of my cup, and let's see what number I got. Oh, I got the number 88. Okay, so I notice in my number 88, I have a number in the ones place and a number in the tens place. So I would write it like this: 8 in the ones and 8 in the tens. That's my number 88. So what does the 8 really mean when it sits in the tens place? Well, the 8 really means the 8 really means 8 sets of 10. So I could put it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, right? And what does the 8 in the ones place really mean? Well, the 8 in the ones place really means 8 ones. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, right? The 8 in the ones place means 8 ones. So if I'm going to write this out, and of course, if you were in school, I would expect you to write it out in expanded form, right? I would say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. 80 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 80 plus 8 equals 88. Okay, so let's go ahead and do another one. Let's take these down here. Let's do another number. Here we go. Oops. Come on. Okay, and we will erase our number 88 right off the top and our expanded form down here. All right, so let's pick another number. Let's see, the next number that I have is 420. So the 4 is in the hundreds place, the 2 is in the tens place, and the 0 is in the ones place. Okay, so I'm going to write that up here on my board, right? So the 4 is in the hundreds, the 2 is in the tens, and the 0 is in the ones. Okay, so what does the 4 really mean when it sits in the hundreds place? Well, it means 4 groups of 100. Okay, so let's put that up there. 100, 1 group of 100, 2 groups of 100, 3 groups of 100, and 4 groups of 100. Okay, and what does the 2 mean when it sits in the tens place? Well, the 2 means 2 groups of 10. Okay, so 1 group of 10 and 2 groups of 10. Okay, and what does the 0 mean in the ones place? It means 0. There's nothing in the ones place. All right, so if I was going to write that in expanded form, I would write 100, 200, 300, 400, 400 plus 10, 20, 20 plus 0 equals 420. Now in this one, you could leave the 0 out in the ones place. So you could just write 400 plus 20 equals 420. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this off, and let's do another one. Okay, so here we go. Let's erase our expanded form and our numbers. Okay, and I'm going to take a number out. See what I get this time. Okay, this time I've got 511. So 5 in the hundreds, 1 in the tens, 1 in the ones. Okay, so I'm going to write that up here in my section. So 5 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Okay, now what does the 5 really mean when it sits in the hundreds place? It means 5 groups of 10. So 1 group of 10, 2 groups of 10, 1 group of 100, 2 groups of 100, 3 groups of 100, 4 groups of 100, and 5 groups of 100. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. What does the 1 mean when it sits in the tens? It means 1 group of 10. And what does the 1 mean when it sits in the ones place? It means the number 1. Okay, so if I was going to write this in expanded form, I would write 500 plus 10 plus 1 equals 511. Okay? All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and do another one. Just like if we were in school and we were doing a math lesson, right, before you got started on your math book. It's kind of just like doing that, except I don't have my document camera at home. So we're going to use this instead. Okay, so here we go. Let's pick my next number. What is it? Okay, my next number is 607. So the 6 is in the hundreds place, the 0 is in the tens place, and the 7 is in the ones place. All right, so I'm going to write my number up here. 6 is in the hundreds, 0 is in the tens, and 7 is in the ones. Okay, so what does the 6 really mean when it's in the hundreds place? It means 6 groups of 100. Okay, so 1 group of 100, 2 groups of 100, 3 groups of 100, 4 groups of 100, 5 groups of 100, and 6 groups of 100. Okay, what does the 0 mean when it's in the tens place? It means 0, nothing. So I'm not putting anything there. What about the ones? It says 7. Well, when I have a 7 in the ones place, that means 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so if I was going to write this out in expanded form, here's my hundreds. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. So 600 plus 0 plus 7 equals 607. Now, of course, because there's 0 here, you could leave that out in your expanded form equation. You could write 600 plus 7 equals 607. Okay, so that's one way, or that's the way to break down this number using place value. Let's see. Okay. Here we go. And let's go ahead. One last one. And this one is 357. Okay, so the 3 is in the hundreds place, the 5 is in the tens place, and the 7 is in the ones place. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and write that. Write each number. Whoops, let's erase. Okay, so here we go. The 3 goes in the hundreds place, the 5 goes in the tens, and the 7 goes in the ones. Okay, so what does the 3 really mean when it sits in the hundreds place? It means 3 groups of 10, right? So 3 groups of 100. So 1 group of 100, 2 groups of 100, and 3 groups of 100. Okay, what does the 5 mean when it sits in the tens place? It means 5 sets of 10. So 1 set of 10, 2 sets of 10, 3 sets of 10, here we go, 4 sets of 10, 5 sets of 10. And what does the 7 really mean when it sits in the ones place? It means 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So here, this is how I would write it in expanded form, right? 100, 200, 300, 300 plus 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 50 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 equals 357. Okay, so a little place value activity for you. You can do this at home if you want to. Hope that helps you understand a little bit more about place value when you're doing your math. So have a great day, and like I said before, I'm so excited to see you all in Google Classroom. Bye.